Accused number 2 Bongani Ntanzi is back on the stand, and his legal representative, advocate Ramosipele, is continuing to lead him. He then put it to him that on the 13th of July, his legal representative was Mjiyakho. Ntanzi responded and said he never entered the court on that day. The only person who came and saw him in the car was a state prosecutor, and he didn't even saw that Mjiyakho. Ramosipele asked him about what was the reason he wasn't taken to court. Ntanzi said it was because of COVID-19 regulations. Then advocate further said that the letter from magistrate stated that on the 17th of August, his legal representative Mjiyakho was not present that day, and on the 20th of August, he was also represented by Mjiyakho. Ntanzi said a lot of things happened in Rustenburg and he can't remember, but most of the time he wouldn't go to court. It was only his docket that would be submitted and he would hear them talking, saying that he's sick. Ramosipele asked Ntanzi if he instructed Mjiyakho to abandon bail on his behalf on the 20th. Ntanzi said he was going to take a bail since he was working, and Buthelezi and Zondo were going to bail for him, and no, he didn't say that to Mjiyakho. Ramosipele asked if Mjiyakho discussed with him that he has a right to apply for a bail. Ntanzi said he never sat down with Mjiyakho. Even that time he terminated his mandate. He told the court that Mjiyakho doesn't visit him. Ramosipele further said that on the 26th of November, Mjiyakho wasn't present in court. Ntanzi said that's correct. The advocate then said that this appearance of the 22 January 2021 and was represented by Miss Gila TJ. Ntanzi said that's correct, and he also terminated her services, and she told the court that she was sent by Mjiyakho. On the 22nd of January, he was present when Gila withdrew. Ntanzi said that he was present. Ramosipele put it to him that on the same day, on the 22nd, he was taken to a dentist that testified in court. Ntanzi replied, said that is true, but he wasn't informed that he was taken to a doctor. They went to a hospital. He was escorted by police that were wearing a uniform, and it's the police that testified before this court. Upon their arrival, Mabena and Mohane went inside the hospital and was left with Jonathan, and eventually they all went inside. He was taken into doctor's room and was examined by a male doctor who checked his mouth, and when he was done, he went back to the vehicle, escorted by Jonathan Mapumulo. Advocate Ramosipele asked him if he gave permission to Mohane and Mabena to be taken to the doctor. Ntanzi said no, because they previously assaulted him and they told him that he took out a gold tooth, and demanded him to tell them the doctor who put a gold tooth on him. Ramosipele then continued and asked why he signed a document from the doctor. Ntanzi said he was signing for that document that they only checked him a gold tooth. Ramosipele then went through a doctor's note and asked if he said yes, that he has heart problems. Accused number 2 said that no, it's the first time he heard about it in court when the doctor was giving his evidence. They can even fetch his exit file where he used to work. The mine would never allow him to work if he has a heart problem, because the exit form shows his health, whether it's in a good condition or not, whether he's deaf. They also check his eyes, check the TB status and HIV status, and if you've got a heart condition, they won't allow you to enter the underground. Ramosipele said that the file further stated that he was in hospital back in 2014 for heart issues. Ntanzi said ever since he worked at the mine, he has never been hit by a stone from 2009 to 2020. The mine has never collapsed while he's underground. Ramosipele said on the 23rd of June, Geninda said he received a phone call from Pretoria North, and they informed him about the legal representative that wanted to talk to him. Accused number 2 said he had that, but it was the first time hearing about it. Ramosipele said Geninda further said he went to that police station and met Mjiyakho. Ntanzi disputed that and said it's not the truth. He never met Mjiyakho on the 23rd and also didn't meet Geninda on that day. Ramosipele asked if he had cell phones when he was arrested on the 16th of June 2020. Ntanzi said they took his phone on that day and he was never in the possession of his phones while he was in custody, but saw his phone to Mabena on the 13th of July 2020. Ramasipele asked if he was given a right or an opportunity to call his family and tell them that he was in jail. Ntanzi said his family knew on the 13th of July and they were told by Buthelezi, his friend and Zondo. Ramasipele put it to him that did he by any chance call Mjiyakho to represent him. Ntanzi said no. Ramasipele further said that after his family was informed on the 13th of July, did they call Mjiyakho to come and represent him. Ntanzi said no. His mom is too old to know these things. Even when he's in custody, when he calls his mother, the phone would ring till the kids tell her that someone is calling, where he would have gotten Mjiyakho's phone number. And no, the family didn't confirm that. Ramasipele asked him now about Mjiyakho if he knew about him that he was arrested in Pretoria. Ntanzi said he doesn't know. Ramasipele continued and said according to the evidence before the court, he was taken to a magistrate in Boksburg. How did Mjiyakho knew that he'll be taken there? Ntanzi said he doesn't know. Ramasipele said on the 24th of June, what happened in Boksburg. Accused number 2 said they didn't tell him that they were going to the magistrate and won't dispute that if they say he was taken from Pretoria police station because he's been in several police stations and he doesn't know them. He was booked by Mokgane and Mabena. Mokgane will be the one opening the cells for him in company of Mabena only. At all stations they will do so, and was escorted by Jonathan, Buthelezi, and there were so many police officers that escorted him. They then traveled to Boksburg. The car stopped in the building and they went inside that building. Mokgane instructed him to stop next to the office. Then there was a man that came into him and introduced him as Mjiyakho while he was standing there. The man said he's there to assist him. He then asked him how. He said he'll discuss that when he visits him in a police station. He also asked him about that, who told him that he was arrested. He kept on saying he'll visit him and was called by his sister. Ntanzi said where did his sister got his number from. He even asked his sister's name, even asked the contact details of his sister. He never showed him anything and kept on saying that he'll discuss it with him once he visits him in the cells. Mokgane told him to get inside the office because they are now waiting for him. When he got inside, he saw a white lady. Mjiyakho also entered. Mokgane, Jonathan, and then someone also entered. There was another white lady and a black lady also came and told her that he must sit down. The white lady, who is a magistrate, kept on writing. She also had a laptop. She was also typing something. He even saw his ID next to the white lady. Ramasipele asked him about Mokgane and said what happened to him. He said he didn't know whether he was inside or outside because he was seated looking in front. Ramasipele said how many people that were there inside that room. Judge Rata Mokgwatleng disturbed that whole process and Ntanzi ended up not giving an answer to that. Then his lawyer proceeded with other questions. Ntanzi was asked if Mjiyakho and the magistrate had a conversation. Ntanzi said he can't remember. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.